Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Now, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Let's do this. Let's go M's. Let's go Cardinals. Playoff baseball has begun. People thought I was kidding. I said we were just going to spend 30 minutes talking playoff baseball on the show today. Yeah. No. Oh, no.
Let's go M's just a little bit more than let's go Cardinals. I'm sorry. You guys have had one of the most spoiled fan bases in all of Major League Baseball. So I'm going to need a little bit more luck than you guys get for the next few weeks.
Hey, we were one and done last year. We lost the one-game wild card to Max Scherzer and on a walk-off. It was a painful loss. I mean, I think
5 teams got into the playoffs last year, right? From each league. Is that right?
I guess it was one wild card. Well, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm actually happy that the Mariners snuck in as the 5 seed versus the 6 seed because
so
now
we got in either way. You can't say it was
the new. We got
okay
in either way. I kind of do wish that we I like the route of the 6 seed a lot better than the 5, but I'll take it.
It is weird, actually, and we are going to talk football, I promise, folks. I was just kidding. We got plenty of Boise State talk, but let us for at least a minute here to indulge ourselves in playoff baseball and enjoy it while we can. As you said, Jay, this is a rather historic day, the first time, and you might know the exact number of days, but, I mean, it's the longest drought in MLB, 20-plus years. You and your fellow Mariners fans woke up today on a game day for a Seattle Mariners playoff game.
But it is not just the longest drought in the MLB. It's like the longest playoff drought in professional sports in North America.
Wow.
It's been a very, very long time. And the drought finally ends. We passed that title now to, I don't even know who. It might be the Jets or something.
Well,
I can't remember.
The Phillies were actually second, I believe, and they're playing. They end theirs with the Cardinals today. So, I think it goes to the Detroit Tigers maybe, and I forget who the other, at least in baseball.
Here's the deal, though. Like, our streak is so much – it was twice as long as, like, anybody else's, if not longer. I mean, it had been forever. I was in high school the last time the Mariners went to the playoffs. Julio Rodriguez, in his first full season as a Mariner, led us to the playoffs, right? He was born December 29th, 2000, just after the Mariners' last playoff appearance. Or excuse me, just before the Mariners' last playoff appearance. Less than a year before the Mariners' last playoff appearance. So it's been a very, very long time. Rudy's on the day count, 7,685. Painful days. But today we get to rejoice with a little bit of playoff baseball.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for all the Mariner fans out there. I knew you'd be sporting the M's hat today, so not excited about tomorrow's game time for my Cardinals, right, during the BSU Fresno game. But you guys lucked out, I guess, maybe a little bit. I know we both got work to do, but I'm fine with the noon start today. I'm okay with that. I don't have to sit around and wait all day. But we got a game starting here in about 55 minutes with the I know some fans didn't like all the day games, but you know what? Today should be a holiday.
No.
Take off work, baseball all day, or at least, get your work done on different times so you can watch all these games. I have no problem with it. Playoff baseball is as good as it gets. And I don't mind this wild card round either. Extra games, man.
Incredible time of year. An absolute incredible time of year if you're a sports fan. It's going to start to get dark earlier out. We're all going to resort to our homes and our TVs. And whenever NFL, college football is not on, there's playoff baseball to fill the void. There will be always some cool sporting event to watch for probably until about Thanksgiving. So yeah. I'm absolutely stoked about it.
Fresh kid, you got your World Series title last year, okay?
Get out of here.
You won.
Get out of here.
He's trying to act all cocky. Yeah, we're resting up this week. Hey, a week off in baseball ain't always a good thing, Fresh Kid V. So we'll see you next week, hopefully. And I would love to see have some trash talking for Cardinals Braves next week in Atlanta, I guess would be the division series. But yeah, it's a great day. Playoff baseball. Good luck to the M's. Good luck to all the folks out there that have their favorite team in the playoffs. There's some Padres fans talking here. Kay Foster's in San Diego rooting for the Padres, even though Tatis screwed us. Sam says I'm just pretending that Tatis doesn't exist. Rooting for the M's. J-Rod is exciting.
Let's go. I joke about this, BJ. Like, well, I don't joke about this. I love covering football, right? But I always tell people, like, baseball, like, that's what made me fall in love with sports. It had my blood first, right?
I got a rally towel around here somewhere. Playoff baseball with the rally towels. It doesn't get any better, man.
There's something that is just, it's childlike, man. I got all of my friends texted me today from back in Seattle. Joe Nickel even just sent me a text. He's a Washingtonian as well, but just reminding me that we've gone more than half our lives without watching Mariner playoff baseball, and that's nuts. So I like I said, I will rejoice in today's game. We got Luis Castillo on the bump. Yeah. See how we lose. I love the pitching matchup. Man, the Blue Jays got a dude they're running out there today. He's a big guy too. So it'll be easy.
It's a great pitching matchups across the board today. I think seven of the 8 have ERAs in the 2s, and the one that doesn't is Darvish 3.13. So I saw the over-unders were like 6.5. I mean, it's going to be some. And I don't know how you are when you watch an M's game like intently, Jay. I know you have to work later today, so I mean I'm going to probably crack open my first Cutwater as soon as this show ends. I get pretty nervous for the playoffs, man. I'll be standing a lot, pacing in my house. We got the special spot on the 3rd seat of my stairwell where Matt Adams hit the famous homer off Clayton Kershaw a couple years ago when I was sitting in that seat. So any big time in the game or a 2-2 pitch or something, I go to the 2 steps up on the stairwell. I mean, everyone's got their superstitions they go to. So I'm just happy it's back. And I like the wild card being 2 out of 3 because at least you get 2 games. Yeah. You get 2 games instead of 1. If the Mariners had 1 game today and they lost, it wouldn't even feel like the playoffs. You at least get 2 days. Hey. We get 2 days to worry about it. It's going to be fun.
This might be the reason why, we went out and got Luis Castillo. Because now in a 3-game series, we go Castillo, Robbie Ray, and Logan Gilbert. That's a damn formidable 1 through 3. So I'll take my chances with those guys running out to the bump, and let's see how it falls. You talk about superstitions and how I'm going to be during the game. I don't know. It's been 21 years, BJ.
That's a good point. Hey, that's a good point. Well, good luck to all the teams. Before we go on, Jay, I do have to make fun of myself with a quick story here because I just found this out, and I'm
go ahead and extend the story if we're making fun of you.
It's really bothering me, to be honest with you. So I snuck out yesterday with our friend Jordan Kay, Idaho Press. We sneak out because no interviews yesterday, and I haven't played golf in 2 months since fall camp started. It was nice weather. I said, you know what? I got a couple of these Timberstone rounds left. I'm going to go play out at Timberstone. We're out at Timberstone, and the guy, Kelly Christensen, great dude that runs Timberstone, says, hey, you got Parker McCollum in the group in front of you. And I didn't know who that was. He says, oh, he's a country music singer playing at the Idaho Center tonight. Mm-hmm. I said, oh, sweet. That's pretty cool. Whatever. So I have a friend that works for one of the country stations in town. I want to sound cool, and I send him a text. Hey, Parker McCollum's in the group in front of me. He says, oh, that's sweet, man. You going tonight? I said, nah. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, no, I don't have tickets. He goes, I can leave you 2 if you want them, man. I'm like, thinking about it. I'm like, oh, this guy I've never heard of. I got a lot of work to do, so I could take mostly today off. I had 2 stories still to write, but, free tickets. And I'm like, it's Parker McCollum. Nothing against him, but I don't know who that is. So I said, no, thanks, man. Appreciate it, but I'm going to pass. Well, I wake up this morning, and I'm looking on Facebook, and I see that guy, and he's standing next to Thomas Rhett. And he says, good times last night. And I said, wait a minute, what? And I go back and look, and Parker McCollum was the opener for Thomas Rhett. And I know Thomas Rhett isn't exactly, the biggest name of all time, but he's a pretty big star.
I'm just a Thomas Rhett.
He's got 3 or 4 songs that I really enjoy. And so for the last 30 minutes, I've been playing Thomas Rhett songs and cussing myself out because I Googled Parker McCollum, but I didn't Google the concert, and I didn't realize that I could have. So I turned down tickets for Thomas Rhett, free tickets last night for Thomas Rhett, because I wanted to watch that Thursday night football game, which turned out to be quite the experience. But that's a story for another day. But did Pete Carroll mask all the issues with Russell Wilson? Let's talk about that. But, no, there are some folks that want to talk football in here. We should talk a little Boise State football. But by the way, the last thing, Jay, I feel like Albert going for 700, but I'm up to 599 subscriptions. 599 people actually pay us to read and watch our content, and I truly appreciate it. But I'm trying to get one more to get to 600, and I'm offering the $25 to the Blue and Orange store. I'm offering the free round of golf at Timberstone, and I will even throw in a free pizza at Westside Pizza. And if you twist my leg, maybe a BNN t-shirt. We'll see what else I can give you. How about a Cutwater? What do we got here? The Vodka Mule. But I'm at $5.99. Help us get to 600, folks. One more paid subscriber is all we need. And that would make this day perfect going into playoff baseball. So hopefully folks will jump on in and become the 600th subscriber, and I'll give you a shout-out on social media. We'd love to have you. We're going to talk some actual football, the reason we're doing this show in just a second. But first, I want to tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. Check out Transportation Compliance Service, TCS. If you want to look for a new job, a fresh start, a career change, how about transcompservice.com? And I'm talking that big rig on the screen or even the Amazon truck you see driving in your neighborhood. Every step of the way, TCS can help you with all the permits and things you need to get out there towing that first load in no time. It's a local company. Jeff Minert and his staff do a tremendous job, so they help folks all over the world. Check them out, transcompservice.com. We got the Blue and Orange store as well, the blueandorange.store.com. Free shipping, any order over $40 online. So if you make an order online, get it to $40, you get free shipping. How about that? You can also check their store at the Boise Town Square Mall as well on the second floor there by Pro Image. So make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store.com. As I said, I was out at Timberstone yesterday. Great course. It's in great shape. Get on out there while the weather's starting to cool down a little bit. It's a perfect time to play some golf. Timberstone Golf Course, one of the best in the valley. PlayTimberstone.com is where you can book your tee time. And last but not least, of course, our friend Matt Bauscher at Bauscher Real Estate. Check him out, BauscherRealEstate.com. The Matt Bauscher Show is returning here in a couple of weeks. No home is too big or too small for the #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. Check him out, BauscherRealEstate.com. Okay, the comments are rolling in here, and let's see. Mostly they're about the Mariners and people making fun of the Cardinals. We're going to skip over that one. Let's see here. Folks wishing that Brett Rippon could have gotten the game last night. We can touch on that. That would have been – he was warming up, man, and he couldn't have done any worse. I'm not saying he's Russell Wilson, but right now something is up with Russell Wilson. Brett Rippon, I jokingly said it, not thinking they were actually going to bench Russell Wilson. Then you said, you like to point out that they did give him a chance 4 years ago when they signed him or whatever it was. I get it, but you're not, and you had the people that somehow don't follow me or don't know I was kidding or whatever. They go, there's 245 million reasons why they're not benching. I get it. They're not benching Russell Wilson, but I really don't know if Brett Rippon could do any worse right now.
I don't
What's going on with Russ, man?
I don't know. And all that I know is I'm glad that the Seahawks pulled the ripcord when they did. It is crazy, man. I really don't think that if Denver called Seattle tomorrow and said, we'll trade you Russ for Geno straight up. And I remind you, as you pointed out, that Russ has a sizable contract attached to him. But even if they did that, I don't think that they pull the trigger Russ for Geno. I don't think they do it because of the contract and because of how Russ looks. And I don't know. It's actually kind of funny. I feel like the rest of the national, not just media, but just fan bases, NFL fans, whatever, are starting to understand what has been kind of agitating Seattle fans about him over the last couple of years. He won a lot of games, but he just seems a little disingenuous these days. And he's no longer that lovable underdog that he once was. And for some reason, he tries to paint himself as he is. And I don't know lovable underdogs that are worth $500 million or whatever.
The Richard Sherman rant was pretty good.
Well, it's pretty epic.
By the way, there's about 5 people wondering about your hat there, saying, why aren't you wearing a Mariners hat? And somebody said,
it is a Mariners hat. It's my Griffey hat.
Ken
Griffey's
Griffey
a big part
Jr.
of this.
backwards hat. Lean it forward a little more. Some of the folks can see. There we go. See, there's the silhouette.
I guess I'll just swap it out or something.
No, you did have a couple people saying, "Where's the Mariners hat?" But you're back. But okay, tomorrow night we've got. You talk about controversial tweets on social media, man. You comment something that you don't like, something Boise State's doing, and you get crushed for it. When you talk about the uniforms, it's even worse. This is what Boise State's going with tomorrow night: the black and blue uniforms, the black helmet, the black pants, the blue jersey. They'll have the blue accents, I guess, on the face mask and the stickers and some of those things. I tweeted out that I'm not a big fan of this, Jay. I didn't realize it would be as controversial as it was. I get it. Some of the players, Tyreek LaBeouf even wrote back to me saying he likes it. Like, that's great. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying that just because I don't like it, you can't. I get it. Some of the recruits like stuff like this. It's what helped make Oregon who they are. Like, I get it. Me personally, if I got a blue field and I got this tradition of wearing blue on blue and it's homecoming, I ain't messing with it. Personally, for me, I'm going all blue on blue. I don't love this. I think you're trying too hard. I just stick with what works for you, man. All blue on the blue. Embrace it. That's all it should be, in my opinion. But again, you don't like it. I mean, you like this. You don't like my comment. Like, that's perfectly fine. But to have like 50 comments or whatever it was, some agreed with me, some disagreed with me. I was just a little surprised how quote unquote viral it went. But I'm just not a huge fan of this, Jay. What's your thoughts? You probably love it. You probably love it. You're more with the cool kids and all that kind of stuff. You probably.
If everybody's against you, why would I jump off? Why would I change my thoughts on it? Of course, I'm just going to be with everybody.
I had people telling me to get off. I'm the get off the lawn guy. I'm the old grandpa guy. Like, I get it. Like, and I'm not trying to be that guy. My personal feeling is you're the only country. The only stadium in the country. And the only team in the country that has a blue field. You're the only team in the country that can wear all blue uniforms on a blue field. Embrace that. Go for it every game. Homecoming, if you want to go with one of the retro logos or looks or something for homecoming, I get it. I just think blue, white pants I didn't like last week or whenever that was. Yeah. I don't like, I don't know. It's just, for me personally, blue on blue is what it should be. But I'm not going to, if somebody else thinks differently, that's perfectly fine.
I got to say, I don't know if I was a massive fan of the white pants and the white helmet. Like, you get to wear those a lot, basically every road game. I mean, you get to wear those a lot on the road. So I don't know if you necessarily need to do it at home. I'm going to blame Boise State, but for a different reason than you are being critical of. They made a helmet that's too cool not to wear. The black helmet is too cool. And for those that don't remember, it's not a sticker. It's like, I can't even remember. It's like chrome etched in there. It's a really, really cool helmet. So I blame Boise State for making a helmet. So
maybe even the black helmet with the blue pants and blue. There's something about the blue pants, the black. You gotta
have a little black in there, bub.
I don't love the black.
Have a little black somewhere in there.
You know what? And wear this uniform on the road then, or in a bowl game. Like, that's fine. I don't know. I didn't personally.
Your opportunity would be a bowl game. It'd be tough to be able to wear that combo on the road. Maybe.
So I'm only picking the comments that agree with me, so it looks like everybody agrees with me. But no, blue on blue, it's not that hard. You weren't that off base. I mean, it's fine. I'm just kidding, though. Double O'Neill loves the uniform. Kay Foster likes the black, but he understands it's not a school color. Dayton says blue on blue, he's okay with it. But if they want to change it up, he's okay with it.
Well, I mean, BJ, if you're not happy with this, man, I don't know if you're going to be happy moving forward, because there's 3 games left, right?
They're going to go all orange probably for the next home game, because they are some sort of orange heavy, because they've got the orange out in the crowd.
Yeah, so you got all orange, and then you have the black.
At least one of your colors, though. You have
the blackout for BYU.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this isn't the blackout.
Seriously? There's going to be another home game where they're wearing black pants and black helmets?
And black uniforms.
Now I dislike tomorrow's even more. If you already knew you were wearing all black for one of the home games, oh my gosh. What are we doing here?
So you're probably only getting blue on the blue one more time this season, unless they host the
big Utah State 10 a.m. game. Oh my gosh.
That's probably the one.
No, Rudy says black and blue were his wedding colors. That's all right. Josh calling me a tourist. Nothing like a tourist trash talking our team. I've lived here almost a decade now. I don't think that's a fair comment there. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'm personally not a fan. I like blue on blue. That's what I would do if I had a blue field. Like that's embrace it, man. That's who you are. Rocky Long hated it. Like, you should embrace that. Other teams use it as an excuse and get ticked off. Like, it is what it is. But
I will say, I do feel like you should wear blue on blue against BYU particularly, because when Boise State moved into the Mountain West, everybody thought it was San Diego State and other Mountain West schools that wanted Boise State to not be able to wear blue on blue. BYU was in the Mountain West when Boise State was initially signing up to be in that league, and they had heavy say in at that point in time. And I think they had heavy influence in Boise State not being allowed to wear blue on the blue. So if there was a game where you wear it, that should probably be the game. I know like nobody is attached to either program since those decisions were made, but if you were to wear it, that seems like a game you would want to wear it.
Well, speaking of people in the stands wearing stuff, we got the news yesterday, Jay, about early afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon, more than 48 hours from kickoff. This game is already sold out. I can't remember a game, Jay. I know it's homecoming. I'm sure they already had a lot of tickets pre-sold, things like that, but family weekend or whatever. But, I mean, I cannot remember in my 10 years here too many games, even the ones that quote-unquote sold out or got over capacity, were more than 48 hours from kickoff. They were already publicly announcing the sellout, man. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think you have to go probably to like a BYU game or maybe Chris Peterson's return, but even then, I really do think we were waiting for those announcements in the press box of whether it was a sellout or not. And yes, they gauged things differently back then, so maybe it's unfair to compare. But this team that's in place right now does a much better job of being transparent, creating excitement. And if you sell a seat, like you sold the seat. You don't need to fill the seat. You sold the seat, in my opinion. So I don't have any problem with really the way they report attendance now. And that's a huge win. Oh, let me say this, BJ.
By the way, it says wear blue. So the crowd is all supposed to wear blue, and yet the team is wearing black helmets and black pants.
That's T-shirt color. Look, BJ, T-shirt color. So they're supposed to wear black hats and black pants.
Oh, the fans are? Okay, I missed
that.
Yeah,
definitely. Absolutely.
I took a shower a little while ago. My eyes just look kind of watery. I can't quite see that part on the screen, but I guess you're right on that. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. One thing I wanted to point out, though, and this kind of hit me the other day, how crazy was last week? Like this time last week, right? Offensive coordinator fired. A guy that was your head coach 2 decades ago promoted to offensive coordinator, interim offensive coordinator. Your starting quarterback for 4 years leaves mid-season, enters the transfer portal. You just had a devastating loss to UTEP, right? Yeah. I mean, what more could be wrong? Like, not a lot. Like, it was bad. And every player we talked to this week mentioned how incredible the atmosphere at Albertson Stadium was last week.
Yep.
Billy Bowen specifically told us it was one of the best atmospheres he's ever played in college. And I remind you, he's a fifth-year senior. He's seen quite a bit. And so I think that's pretty remarkable. I think that it shows you that when you have a team off the field willing to work as hard as the team on the field, something special can happen. And for so long, Boise State, we've talked about this, they only banked on the product on the field. They didn't do much to try to make the game day atmosphere or experience better. They relied solely on the product on the field. And now you have a team of people working extremely, extremely hard. And despite all that controversy, chaos, whatever you want to call it, they still managed to put 95%, or what I think it was 95% of Albertson Stadium was full last week. It was a raucous crowd, 7 false starts. Boise State continues to set the race to the pace when it comes to generating false starts in the country. And then after that, Boise State sells out another game, a few days before it even happens. So that is cool and is worth acknowledging for sure.
Lisa says, Boise State grad here. I love when they change it up. They look good in the black and blue. And Lisa and I are Facebook friends. I believe you had a birthday recently, Lisa. So happy birthday. Congratulations there. We got Jordan saying totally going black pants and black hat now with the blue jersey.
Let's go. Of course Jordan is. There are people out there that say that they're the number one fan. I'm sorry. You guys are all competing against Jordan, and Jordan is just ridiculous.
Yep. No, he's him and the Blue Collar Club. They had the tacos last game. I stopped by and had one of their tacos in the tailgate. It was very good. They had wings before. So what's on the menu, Jordan, for this one? I won't admit that Hank and Plow are the problem, according to Josh. I don't know how you couldn't say that it looked a lot better with Green and Cutter in the second half. What's the over-under on false starts for Fresno State? You know, I think we put it at like 3.5 or 2.5 for San Diego State. We thought that they wouldn't come close to the 7 or whatever it was, 8, because they were a Mountain West team and wouldn't be intimidated. And then they still had like 6, right? Or 6 or 7. Yeah. So, I mean, for Fresno, I don't know, 4? We lost your video, Jay. I guess you're coming back in a second, but there you are.
I think that's a good number.
4. We'll go 4 maybe.
I mean, it's like a crazy high number, but that makes a difference, man. Like talking like it's not just a cute storyline. It really truly makes a difference for this defense. It's not a cute storyline. It makes a difference. These 3rd and 2s that turn into 3rd and 7s, or these 2nd and 7s that turn into 2nd and 12. Like the fans are literally changing the dynamics of the game and what the opposing team can do on offense, and it's creating favorable situations for the Boise State defense. And it's a massive difference, especially when you have 7 of them in a game.
We had Jerron Johnson on our BNN After Dark show on Wednesday, and I'm trying to cue it up on the fly here, but he talked about being in Boise and the fans and what it means to him. And here's the end of that quote. I thought the last couple of words were very, very poignant, I guess.
Boise is a special place. It's a special place. The fan base is crazy. It's supportive. I hope the last game they had it rocking, man. I want them to do that. I want them to do that every game, every single home game. The players they deserve that. That's a great feeling. That when the fans are rocking like that, man, you it's like you have superpowers.
It's like you have superpowers when the fans are rocking like that, and that defense does fuel on that. And it'll be a full house tomorrow night. It looks like tomorrow it's hot dogs. So you can go get some hot dogs and drinks. The Blue Collar Club tailgate, 4 to 6:30 in the West Stadium lot. Head over there. They've got a little donation. I think last time they had a thing where you could make donations for the Blue Collar Club, get some food. So if you're looking for a spot to tailgate, go hang out with the Blue Collar Club guys tomorrow.
Avery Williams also said the blue and playing at Albertson Stadium gives you superpowers last week. So
that's right. Yep.
That's 2 NFL guys that have experienced what that whole scene is like, and they point back to their alma mater as being pretty special.
Now, Vlad wants a split back set. He said hammering with Helani and Genty in the backfield at the same time will eventually open up the passing game. We've gone 27 and a half minutes here, Jay. We've only got a couple minutes left, and we haven't actually talked about the game. There's so much other stuff going on in the crowd and everything else. But what do you make about this running game? We talked a little bit about it on Tuesday. Is it sustainable moving forward, and how they evolve that read option to maybe include there were a couple of times we saw it, I think, in that last game where both those guys were in the backfield together. I think we saw it at least one play. Or we had Tyler Crow back there. So
Tyler Crow's making an impact in the backfield. He's definitely seen his role grow.
What about Helani and Genty, you think, out there together?
It'd be cool. I still think you have to be a little cautious because you need both of those guys, and you don't want to jeopardize both at once potentially. But as they continue to open up and try to evolve this thing moving forward, there's definitely a place where you put both of them on the field and see how it works. I think that Tyler Crow is going to see his role continue to grow in this offense. And there's going to be a point in time where, they're going to hand it off to him under, to counter this thing. And it's cool. By the way, said Davis Cutter would have his best game last week. It didn't take much, but he did have his best game of the season last week.
And he had a chance to throw a pass too, and it
didn't quite get it. But,
by the way, I've never blocked a paying subscriber. I may be coming close here. Kurt Blake says stupid baseball talk, wasted the time. We've talked about Fresno State and this offense for literally 30 minutes every day this week. I don't think 5 to 7 minutes of baseball talk at the beginning of the show is going to kill you, Kurt.
Hey,
I love you, Kurt. Appreciate you, but sorry, man.
If you want to know where our passion comes from, if you want to know why we're here today talking about sports, it's because baseball started this for us.
And I literally have talked with you for 30 minutes already, and Johnny and Prater and Winston about running the ball and the offense and everything. So you're trying to mix it up a little bit on Fridays. But in the final few minutes, Jay, what do you make about this matchup tomorrow? Fresno State's obviously without a lot of key players, without Hainer. It's lost a little bit of its luster. But obviously this was a game, going into the season, and it still is a game you have to win if you want to win the Mountain West. So what do you make Green and Cutter? I assume now you have another week and you saw what worked for Green in this offense. They're going to kind of, tailor the game plan to go to their strengths. And I would expect, run heavy, but I also think you got to prove you can pass the ball as well. So I'm kind of curious to see in week 2 how Cutter and Green and this whole thing looks again.
Well, I mean, every coach will tell you out there they look to achieve balance, right? I mean, you do need a little bit of balance, but I don't know if you need it when you're going up against a team that ranks 102nd in the country when it comes to stopping the run at over $1.75 a game. So the Bulldogs have had a very difficult time slowing people down on the ground. So I still expect Boise State to be run heavy, but we'll see if they can hit a few passes or at least meaningful passes, on Saturday night. It's so funny, BJ, that as I was working on the pregame show kind of late last night, this kind of hit me. Oftentimes when we get game notes, I spend some time looking at the opponents section of those things and where they stack up. I have rarely done that this year. I've just rarely done it this year. Even in a game like this, I don't really focus on it that much because, Fresno State's without some key dudes, so I don't know how much their season stats even really mean right now.
Yeah.
Jay Kaner gets the title, but Dante Bull is their starting left tackle, and he's out. And they have an all-conference safety in Evan Williams, and he's out. So once again, this is all back on Boise State. It's how Boise State's playing themselves essentially once again. Like if they can execute and do the things that they're capable of doing, tomorrow night's game on the Blue should be effortless for them, in my opinion. But that comes down to the internal battle and playing well. It's them against them. And if they can do their thing like they did in the second half last week and execute at that level and have that type of confidence and look like football is fun, then they're going to be just fine tomorrow night. But they have to prove they can do that for 2 weeks in a row.
The teaser for the episode was postseason baseball talk. What'd you expect? There you go. Vlad says Bronco Nation News Live is great. Thanks, guys. Jay, what's the schedule tomorrow? I know you got a little earlier pregame show. Now, Double O'Neill did say a little talk is fine, but he doesn't like it when they cut in on his football games to show the Aaron Judge highlights. That won't be happening. You don't have to worry about that.
I got to say, I do kind of agree with that. I know we were trying to watch history with Aaron Judge, but
is it really history, though? I mean, the record's 73.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
I put it on another channel, like allow people to go there. Don't force feed it, especially late in the clock when, there's meaningful things going on in a football game. I think there was like 4 minutes to go in the Clemson Wake Forest game a few weeks ago, and they were doing cut-ins of Aaron Judge. I assume those fans were just going nuts. The ones that were cheering for Wake or Clemson.
Well, sorry. Back to the KTVB pregame show.
Yeah, start at 4:00 live on the Blue. Take you to 5:30. We got a bunch of sport programming on Channel 7 tomorrow, so that's our one window.
What's the big game tomorrow night? Notre Dame?
Yeah, Joe Paris is going to join us live from the NHL game. That's also going on tomorrow night. So he's going to be over there. We're going to be hopping around on homecoming, and then, like I said, 4 to 5:30 live on Channel 7 on the Blue, and then we're just going to hit you with a quick little look at the Blue from 7 to 7:30, digital only. Like I said, this only happens a couple times a year, but this is one of those times. We're going to give you a little condensed pregame show that just whets the appetite, if you will.
Well, hopefully folks will check out all the KTVB pregame stuff. You guys do a great job over there. We'll be on about 6 o'clock from the James. And note for folks out there with the game ending at like midnight, we're probably not going to be at the James postgame. I'm not sure how late they stay open, so I believe me and Kent Riddle will be up in the press box postgame. We'll find an empty booth or something and do the postgame show up there. Had to get Kent Riddle his first press pass. Kent Riddle, apparently a member of the media now. How about that, Jay?
Hey, there's sticklers over there this year, BJ. They got new security. I had to show my press pass for the first time in like 10 years last week. So
someone didn't know who you were? What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean it to sound like that, but when you go to everything, BJ, like there's like the same security people, right?
Like, they don't check the bags every time.
So,
it's usually
I don't mean for it to sound like that, but you get it, and it was just kind of funny. I was like, yeah, I almost wanted to be like, where's your press pass?
Well, listen to KTVB. Watch them tomorrow. We'll be on about 6 o'clock. Come by before the game if you want to. Before the game, have a drink at the James. We'll throw you on the air if you have some pregame thoughts. And again, help me get one more, and I'll stop mentioning it. I'm trying to get to 600. I'm at 599. I feel like Judge had to wait 7 or 8 games to get to 62. So we're at 599. Yes.
But BJ, he got there. And so
He did. And I will at some point, but hopefully it's today. Get your gift cards, get your free pizza, your free round of golf for the next subscriber to Bronco Nation News. You can do it at bronconationnews.com. Jay, appreciate your time. Hopefully I know you got to work today, but hopefully you can sneak in watching the Mariners. We got a game starting in about 25 minutes, so it's going to be a fun day of baseball. Appreciate you. Good luck to the Mariners, to all the other teams' fans out there. And I know they say no cheering in the press box. Tomorrow night, that might be a little tough for me. I'll have the Cardinals game on the iPad, game 2, hopefully going for the sweep. But I'm in a tough spot because I got tickets for Sunday. I'm flying back at 5:30 in the morning on Sunday. If there's a game 3, I'll be there with my kids. So I'm kind of in a weird spot. I kind of want a game to go, but I kind of want them to win the next 2. But if they lose tonight, then today, I definitely want a game Sunday. But what's World Series, man? We'll do Bronco Nation News live from Seattle for the Cardinals Mariners World Series in a couple weeks.
I'm down.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good day. And we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News live, bronconationnews.com. Thanks, everybody, for checking us out. He's Jay Tust. I'm BJ Rains. Have a great day. We'll talk to you from Albertson Stadium tomorrow. Boise State, Fresno State. It's the homecoming game. Have fun. We'll talk to you later. bronconationnews.com.